All right, so the best reason to have a man pay for a babysitter if he wants to take you out on a date.
Best reason? Okay, let's hear this.
Oh, she got these, sis. We from the same club. We on the same team. Let's get it. As for you, ma'am, you're shirking responsibility, and this sounds stupid, but go ahead.
Is because you're reading out men like this.
Definitely an uncalled for comment.
Men who get upset about the idea of
Shipley's still open right now. I might go get me some.
covering a babysitter to take a woman out who has a child, they want you to be easy.
Right.
They don't value your time, and they have no respect for you. And, of course, they think of your child as a burden and another man's expense or your mistake.
That's not a man's responsibility to pay for you a sitter. If you can't afford one or find one, you shouldn't be going out. At the end of the day, that child is your responsibility.
Yeah.
I don't care how you look at it. That's your responsibility. So you figure it out.
So you can decide if you want to see a man who's thinking that way. You need to have a man pay for the babysitter if he wants to take you out. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a guy like that.
Girl, some men is gonna think that about you regardless if you asking for a sitter or not. The real question is, if he was a single father, would you pay for his sitter?
Nope.
And I don't want to hear that he's sassy.
And believe it or not, when that guy gets someone pregnant, whether they're married or not, he's going to start looking at his own baby mother as used goods.
Who cares what he thinks? This is why you shouldn't expect nobody to do to you or your child.
Look, let me be fair. The only circumstance that I agree, or I can think of that I agree, where it'd be okay with a man paying for a babysitter of a child that isn't his, is if that man was a stepfather. You guys are living together, but you want to go out. So he pays for the babysitter. Okay, here's what it is. But if you're a woman...
But at that point in time, I think they'd be married, though.
And you're expecting a man to pay for a babysitter on the first date, second date, third date, you're expecting a man to pay for a babysitter for a child that he hasn't even met. There's something wrong with you mentally. But if it's one thing we know about men and women don't create standards they know can't be met. So for a woman like this, there was probably a guy that paid for a babysitter. Now she thinks it's the norm. And the guys who do this are more worrying than the women who expect guys to do this.
But I also have to say, like, they don't make standards that they know that can't be met. Some of these women are making standards that have not been met. They have not been met for them, and they're still making it. Well, my sister got it or my friend got it. You are not your sister. You are not your friend. You are not Tyra Banks. You are not a supermodel. Not even a supermodel. You are not this person. And let's go even a step further. It doesn't matter if you guys are the same amount of attractiveness. It doesn't even matter if you're more attractive than that person. Y'all are not the same. So you might not, you guys want different things. You do different things. So you might not need the same thing that that person is getting. So you need to leave them to what they're doing, right? If the man is respecting you, he's taking you out, he's treating you like any person would treat their wife, like they're supposed to be treating their family, taking care, protecting, and providing. That's what you're looking for. That's what you need.
Because how desperate must you be?
I think I met my first real sassy man last night. He was handsome. He was fine. He had a nice beard, real chocolate dark skin, real dress, nice put together. He was trying to call me over. And bitch, you know me, I'm playing hard to get because all the niggas in the room was trying to get me. So nobody grabs my arm and like, hey, he want to talk to you.
I think that's a lie. All of them in the room were trying to get you. What was you doing? What was you involved in? What kind of nonsense were you involved in that they was trying to get you?
So I go over and I started talking to him and he like, so what took you so long to come over here? And I said, I had to think about it. Mind you, it was another nigga on the other corner that I was talking to too, but I was just trying to see what was up. I'm just, you know, and he was like, Oh, so you was trying to make a decision? And I was like, yeah. He was like, all right, don't worry about it then. You can go ahead and have a good night.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then. All right, the fuck? I got options. What's the problem? If you want me, never mind. I'm not even gonna go there.
Just say that you got dismissed and leave it alone. They never want to lose.
You have options and he has self-respect. What's the problem? And
Nothing.
this is the thing about the whole sassy men apocalypse. Anything is sassy. Why would he want to speak to a woman who doesn't know if she finds him attractive?
I caught my best friend with my boyfriend, but I didn't confront them, and I don't know what to do now. I have known my best friend my entire life. I've always been a loner, but she's always been there. She's the only friend that I've ever had.
All right.
I will preface this by saying that she is 10 years older than me, so she's more like an older sister and someone that I really look up to. But she introduced me to my boyfriend, actually, and I moved in with her 2 years ago, so we live together, and she works at the university near where we live.
Mm-hmm.
She introduced us because they actually used to work together.
Can I ask why you're on the internet talking about this stuff that is actually a private matter? Like, I know you're not, they think they're doing people a favor by not giving out a person's specific information. But this is just, I feel like this is just cowardly. I just feel like it's like a no backbone. That's what I feel.
But me and him hit it off, and we've been together for about 7 months now. Yesterday I was feeling pretty nauseous, so I left work early, and when I got home, I saw his shoes there, which is not unusual because, like I said, they were friends before me, so they used to hang out all the time, even when I was at work, and they would sit in the hallway and watch YouTube on their phones or whatever.
That's interesting.
But when I got home this day, they were not in the hallway, so I was like, that's kind of weird. Maybe
Let's move it to the bedroom.
they're not here. I don't know. So I went into my best friend's room, and when I went in there, I saw them having sex. And I didn't know what to do, so I left and I went to my parents' house, and ever since then I have felt so nauseous and disgusting and just this really unsettling feeling. Like, I know they didn't see me and they don't know that I know, so she was texting me saying, like, are you gonna be late to come home? Like, what's going on? And I just never replied. But I just have this feeling that's just like, it's like eating.
Ma'am, I'm going to be late to our friendship. You trifling. Good for nothing.
Me up inside, and I don't know what to do. And I don't know how to confront them. I don't know if I want to confront them. I am going to move all of my stuff out. But
why don't you send them this TikTok? Share it with them. This be your feelings, and you already told everybody else. You just tell them about 6,900 people already know. More than that, actually, because there's 6,900 people that liked it.
Yeah, this literally just happened yesterday, and I'm kind of just in shock, and I just am numb now, and I just don't know what to do.
So I'm finally officially divorced, and I'm ready to talk about some of the things that has happened.
What's that?
And one of the things was 3 months ago, I found out my best friend was one of my husband's babies. Really hard. Not as hard as everything I found out in the beginning when I left my ex, but really hard because I trusted this girl so much, and I kicked everyone out of my life except for her.
Were they like babies, or were they doing this prior to y'all getting a divorce? Or is it like after we separated, then they started this arrangement?
Was she a baby before your husband?
I had the same question.
Like, was she always a baby? That's what you knew her as?
Yeah.
And that was your friend anyway? Or did your husband turn her into a baby? Because I'm trying to see it. Like, if she was a baby, her doing this to your husband, or her being in a baby relationship with your husband behind your back, it wouldn't really surprise me. Because I don't really think you can engage in work and be like the most moral person when it comes to relationships and stuff like that. That's just my opinion. But yeah, let us know. Also, if anybody can find a full clip, because I was trying to find a full clip, but I could not find it, send me an email because I want to see the rest. She said there was worse. I need to know.
I'm
I'm glad my best friend started dating my ex. It taught me a lesson that I needed most at that time, and I think it's one I'm meant to share with you. A lot of people have relationships in their life, whether it be friends, family, romantic relationships, where their trust is broken. For me, I put all of my love, trust, secrets, and time into this one best friend. She was my world, and for her to do that to me behind my back absolutely broke me. Initially, I was mad at myself for not having more friends, for putting all of my eggs in one basket, and I couldn't imagine trusting like that again. But eventually I learned that just because somebody might break your trust doesn't mean that all other innocent people should face the repercussions of that. It's okay to put all of your eggs, in other words your trust, in one basket. But some people live with that mentality of not wanting to put all their eggs in one basket, and eventually it trickles into their love life. It's why we see people getting led on with no promise of commitment. It's why we see people lose their minds and become hyper controlling. And it's why we see so many people running away from true connections instead of actually leaning into them. Anyway, I think I'll end my rant here for today. Moral of the story is let it go and don't be afraid of love.
I think, yeah, I agree with that. But I think what happens to a lot of people a lot of times is that because somebody does them wrong and maybe they didn't see the signs, sometimes they beat themselves up over not seeing the signs. But sometimes people are just con artists. They, even though they're not committing crimes, they are engaging in criminal behavior. That's a criminal mindset. So if you get fooled by somebody who is in a criminal state of mind, that just says that's not who you are. That's not what you engage in. And that's good for you. Now, should you be cautious after that situation and scenario? Absolutely. Are there questions and steps that you can take, preventative measures? Absolutely. But that shouldn't make you change who you are as a person fundamentally, like the core of who you are as a person, in my opinion.
The ability to go through something and not project that onto the world is something that we don't see or hear women speak about very often, because we already know a lot of these women go through something and it's all men, or it's all men of a specific demographic. The fact that she was able to take her experience as an isolated experience shows a lot of maturity.
My date is over, literally 10 seconds back.
Hey guys, let me tell you something. There are some things that I don't do in Dubai. Like if someone asks me, to meet and they don't have a proper plan, I wouldn't go. Absolutely not. Because why? I'm a baddie, right? I'm a baddie. But I forgot that in London. Like in UK, I forgot that because I don't know what people are like here. Like I don't know the life. I don't know any of that stuff. So I went on this date. What I was worried about was, okay, the place that we go to, like, I hope he's not too awkward with the whole, like, bill situation. I don't mind covering it. Honestly, no problem at all, because I want to go out to a nice place as well, whatever. That was my concern. You know what ended up happening? We didn't even eat. We went on a walking date. Do you want to know how many steps I hit? You will find out soon. That was not a glitch, by the way. It was actually 20,000, but 5,000 was me searching for him. The rest, 15,000, was with him. So we walked for like an hour and a half. And then he was, by the end of it, we came back to that starting point and he was like, so what do you want to do next? Chill, eat. That's when it hit me that, oh, this is the date. Like what we just had was the date. Then I was like, oh, no, it's fine. Like just tell me where to grab something to eat, because then I'll just...
I think he was trying to get to know you without food and stuff in the middle of you guys. That's why I said, so what do you want to do next? Do you want to go eat? He put that on tip. Yeah, man, I'd like to go get... it's funny to me because women like this just don't communicate, right? I understand that it's kind of off kilter. It's maybe not the way that you would have liked it to happen. But he said, you guys walked around for an hour, you talked. And then he said after that, instead of saying bye, okay, go home, he said, what do you want to go to eat? What do you want to do next? And instead of like a normal human being that wants to actually be in a relationship, yeah, eating would be nice. Okay, what sounds good to you? What do you like? Well, I usually like Italian, Mexican, something like that. That's my favorite. Okay, let me pull up something and see what we can find. That's how you work with a man. But these modern women, they just call themselves baddies all day, and then they figure out, and then they wonder why. They can't figure out why they can't get a man. Because you don't know how to have conversation. You don't know how to talk to a man. You don't know how to be with a man. You think this is cute, but it's not.
Eat. That's when it hit me that, oh, this is the date. Like what we just had was the date. Then I was like, oh, no, it's fine. Like, just tell me where to grab something to eat, because then I'll just get something and I'm gonna go home. He was like, you didn't eat? You should have told me, I would have like taken. Okay, just shut the f*** up because I'm about to pass out right now. Just tell me where a restaurant is. He was like, restaurants are closed. We close, like, all the restaurants in UK, it closes at 10. Yeah, that's one thing I don't like. What? Shut up. So then we had to go to a grocery store. He was like, okay, I know this one grocery store that's going to be open until 11. I'll take you there and then you can get something to eat, blah, blah, blah. So we both walked another like 5 to 10 minutes. In my head even at this time, I was like, at least he walked me to a grocery store. Twinkle. Went to the grocery store. As soon as we entered, I was like, oh, I'm good now. Like, I'll get something to eat. No problem. Like, you can leave. It's okay. Yeah, I've got this. I'll just get some. He was like, yeah, okay, go ahead. I need to shop for myself as well. Like, I just need to get some stuff for home. Oh, okay. So you basically, it's not like you came to the grocery for me. You came for you and I also came for you. I said, okay, how do you go out with someone and not even ask them, have you eaten anything? Or
do you ever think that maybe he took an opportunity to go to the grocery store because he needed to be there, not because he was going to go, I'm going to go at some point in time, but now that I'm here, I'm going to take the opportunity to get something while I'm here. These modern women always think that men are plotting and scheming. They're always looking for the plot twist. Always.
Are you okay? Do you want to stop somewhere? Do you want to grab something to eat? Like, how is that?
It's a fair question.
Not even a question. Considering the fact that I've told a couple of times that, oh yeah, like walking is not like really my thing. I've just started now. That should be our next thought. Like, okay, I'm with someone that doesn't walk a lot. Let's grab.
Did you say you
now?
just
That should be our
walking?
next. Yeah, like walking is not. Ask them, have you eaten anything? Or are you okay? Do you want to stop somewhere? Do you want to grab something to eat? Like, how is that not even a question? Considering the fact that I've told a couple of times that, oh yeah, like walking is not like really my thing. I've just started now. That should be our next thought. Like, okay, I'm with someone that doesn't walk a lot. Let's grab something to eat. Nothing. I'm actually shocked that people can be this. They don't think about another person, because for me, even if I was with a girlfriend, like I'm meeting a woman, the way I am with them is why I expect more from men. Even with girls, we will ask, like, do you want some? Do you want to, take a bite? Like, can we share a plate? So I'm very surprised that people can be like this, but also it's just a reminder to myself to stay home. But that being said, I did walk 20,000 steps. So hopefully when I come back to Dubai, I'm like fitter, So that's the positive thing.
So you guys might not know who this woman is. I only found out who she was by this video. So I started to look through her page, right? Because a lot of women who have bad dating experiences, it isn't a coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, not asking what the plan was because you think it's different in the UK than Dubai. Okay. You're not from here. I'll give you that pass. It's a bit weird to not ask what you're going to do, but okay. But anyways, I started to scroll through her channel, her TikTok page, I should say, sorry. And I saw this video and I said, it's not a coincidence. She's one of those.
What is it with guys nowadays? Like, why are we both competing to be princesses?
Yep.
Can I be the only woman in the...
I was just about to say that. Maybe he could have fixed some stuff, but there's a hint of entitlement in her voice. I don't know what it is, but it's just the way she phrases stuff. She's making it seem like he was such a bad dude and he was actually a gentleman. Maybe he neglected to do some things, but he's actually a nice guy. She said so herself. Well, he walked me to the store, but now you can leave. She was very dismissive of him. Oh, I don't need you anymore. Oh, well, now that I'm here, I'm just going to go get some stuff for myself. I knew it. There was a hint of entitlement there.
Relationship, is that okay with you? Can I feel like a woman? Can I? Because this whole thing of like, will you come to London like to meet me? Yes, of course. Why don't I also get a ring whilst I'm there? And like, why don't I propose to you? Why don't I get down on one knee, plan a whole proposal and like ask you out? Like ask you to be my girlfriend. Why not? Even though you're a man, like maybe I should ask you to be my girlfriend. Mm-hmm. And also the kind of guys that slide into your DMs and like they come up with the, I don't know, man, like weirdest opening line or whatever, but sometimes it's funny, so I respond, and then they start playing hard to get. Do you want me to like act? Where is I don't understand it. So you're messaging me and then you expect me to chase you? Like what? Like I don't know. I'm just really confused.
This was months ago. This video was a couple days ago, the first one that you just watched. This was months ago. The videos are completely different, but the energy is the same.
Yep.
I just wanted to put it out there. It's never a coincidence with these women.
No, it's not. And I'm glad you pointed it out. It's never a coincidence. They know what they're doing. They know what they're up to. That's why they call men sassy, because they are themselves exactly that. They know what they're doing and they know what they're trying to do. And what is that, you ask? I'm trying to be the one who has the upper hand in this relationship. I'm trying to be the one that gets the gifts. He pays for things. I just sit here and do nothing. You're trying to do that. You're actively trying to do that. You're not trying to do anything for him. You don't want to do anything for him. You don't care about him. Yeah, you like the fact that, even the guys that are 6 feet, 6 foot, 6 feet, 6 figures, 6 pack, those guys even have it rough. It's just that they don't have to deal with it. They don't have to deal with the attitude of entitlement because there are other women around. But you're still trying to project your entitlement onto that man. And the only difference between you, that man, and another guy that you think is average is that man will sit up and say, "Get the heck out of my face. Shut up talking to me." He'll just not respond to you. You stop responding. "Oh man, she is stupid. I don't want to hear that." That's the difference there. But you still bring that same attitude of entitlement, expecting, "Oh, he's got to treat me like a princess." You just think because the man, rather faulty, by the way, you just think that because the man has money and he treats himself right, that he's going to do that for you. And so I can just waltz in, I can put a little makeup on, a little here, a little there, a little lipstick, and brush my eyebrows or whatever it is. And then I just come in, "Oh, how you doing?" Give him the doe-eyed look, and he'll, "Oh, I'm so smitten for her, and it was love at first sight, and come, I must pay for a drink for you. I must pay. Are you hungry? Are you famished? I must get you something to eat." No. You don't know him. He does not know you. And when you are acting like, "Oh, I'm going to be way out here and you got to climb the highest mountains to come get me," a man's going to sit back, especially a man with money, he's going to sit back and be like, "Why? Why? When I got a woman right here that is saying, let's climb this mountain together. You know this, I know this. Maybe I don't have as much money as you, but I've climbed mountains before. I've been out here hiking before. I know the trailways and the pathways. Let me help you out." And the man is like, "Yeah, I appreciate that. Let's go. Well, what shoes do I need? Well, let me get you fixed up." So all you women that say, "I don't like his fashion choice. I don't like his haircut. I don't like the shoes or the socks or the underwear that he wears. I hate that." Now's your time to fix that. Oh, you asking for my opinion? Let me come and show you something. You're going to want these shoes for this, that, and this is going to do this for you, and this is what it's going to look like. And oh, by the way, you're going to look nice. You're going to look like a real person who actually climbs mountains or whatever it is. You're going to look like a person that actually does that. Let me show you this, and let me show you that. And I've been a part of this, and I've been a part of that. And that's when you start pouring into him. It's not just about sitting there looking pretty, batting your eyes and, "Oh, he, and ha, ha, ha. Oh, do you care to kiss my hand?" and all that other nonsense. It's about jumping in to the opportunity, because he's going to talk about himself. "Well, I do this, I do that." "Well, so what about yourself?" "Well, I do X, Y, and Z, and I'm a part of this." "Oh, really, man? That's interesting." And you guys sit there and have a conversation, right? But you modern women want to take over the conversation. It's all about you. He starts a conversation. "Well, I work in this industry. I like to do X, Y, and Z. This is the club or things that I like to do. This is the things I'm a part of." And then that's where you butt in. "Oh yeah, I know this, and you start name dropping. "I've been with this. I've been over here. I've been doing this. I've been looking at this, and nobody can really beat me. And you should want somebody like me. I know you do, because I'm this, I'm that." And he's sitting there looking like, I'm going to pay for this and I'm going to get up out of here. Oh man. And what you going to do later on? Let me tell you. You gonna get on TikTok. You gonna get on TikTok later on that night, and you gonna say the date was great. I loved it. It was this, it was that, and we were vibing, and we went to eat at the most exquisite restaurants, and he picked me up in a finest car, and he was just so suave. It reminded me of Christian Grey, and it was, oh God, really does have a sense of humor and a plan, and I knew if I held on long enough, then God was gonna send me a man. Not 2 or 3 days later, he blocked me. He ghosted me. He's not answering my calls. That's right, because he did all of that because that's who he was as a person, as a gentleman. But you showed your true colors. You showed yourself. Well, I'm not this and I'm not that, and I don't want a man for his money. Yeah, maybe not, but you don't know how to act. What do y'all say? If you ever had a baddie, act like you have, or something like that, or act like you've had a baddie before, or a beautiful person before, but y'all don't act like y'all have had a rich man or a provider before. Y'all don't act like y'all have had somebody that you can love on and really be a companion to before. Y'all don't act like that. Y'all want a man to take care of you, but y'all don't want to take care of him. You just want to flaunt your stuff in front of his face and you want him to take care of you. But this man says, I don't want that. I want a man that's willing to work, or a woman that's willing to work with me. I want a woman that really thinks that I'm important outside of work, outside of my money, that's willing to have kids with me and we raise the kids together. Matching pajamas, that's not really my thing, but that's her thing. And if she's building a family, I can get behind it. That's cool. I do it because I love my family. You know, it's lame to me, but I do it because, you know, it's a thing. It's a thing. You know, we do it. We go to these places, and she showed me some new experiences, and man, I wasn't like this 10 years ago, but we've been doing this for 10, 15 years now, and I love her more each day. She gets beautiful to me every day. Oh, a couple goals, you'll never get there because you didn't treat them right 15 years ago. That's too bad. But that's just my opinion. See you guys in the next video. I'm out.